I don't want that shit. I want that nigga Saladin dead. ASAP.
Feel you.
Put the young gunners on.
Feel you. Let's think about this for a
It
moment.
ain't nothing to fucking think about. Look at my face. He puts his hands on me, points my gun in my face, and he trying to take my bitch out of fucking
And
town.
nigga got cuz, no doubt. But let's not put our own people on this. It's gonna be bad for business. I hate to say it, but Saladin got a lot of clout in this city. We take him out as soon as he get out. The tension, the beef, the cops, they gonna be on us. Listen, I can get outside shooters to come at Saladin, making that look back to us.
Look, I don't give a fuck. I just want the nigga dead. Like yesterday.
Got you, cuz. Don't worry about it.
Hello, everybody. It's Annika LaQuette here, the host and creator of Never Gave Denied podcast. Y'all have someone on with me today. Okay, I am so excited to have him on. Y'all see him already. This is Tyrone Betters. Hey.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I hope y'all having a wonderful day. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to get started and just have fun this morning.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I want to thank you so much because I can't believe it. Like, I came across your page and I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen these movies before. All right. So, y'all, if you do not know him, okay, he has been in Tubi, okay? Y'all know Tubi. Y'all know, everybody know I love Tubi movies, okay? Period. I love them. All right. You've been on Peacock as well. I've seen your commercials and all that. So I'm like, come
Yeah.
on. So tell people who do not know about you, tell them about yourself.
Oh, well, hello, everyone. Again, my name is Tyrone Betters. I'm an actor. I'm born and bred out of Dallas, Texas. I've been acting a little bit over 14 years, 14, 15 years. It's been a passion for a long time. I actually started in modeling when I was younger. So around 18 to 21 is when, 18 to 22 was when I was first modeling. And then I transitioned into acting. And yeah, I've been on the grind ever since. What's so funny when it comes to like doing Tubi movies and other projects like that, I really started doing those in 2020. I want to say 2023. That's when I really jumped out to do that. Most of the time, I was just doing commercials and other projects that my agents would get me, and then I started just branching out and doing more movies. And Tubi became a big thing as well. So I was kind of late to the party on that because I think a lot of movies started coming out during COVID or right
Yes.
2020. But it's been a blast because it just allows me to just stay creative. As actors, we just need different outlets. I've done stage plays, I've done other different productions, short films, and just being consistent in being active. That's what a lot of it is for. I really enjoy bringing these characters to life, and I stand behind all my projects. I really love them, and yeah, that's just a little bit about me. I'm a dad. I have a 3-year-old daughter. Her name is Parker Betters. That's my world. And yeah, everything acting. That's what I'm on right now.
Okay, so I saw, like I said, that you are on Tubi and everything. Like,
hmm
how did you was able to get yourself involved in these movies? Like, did you have to reach out to someone, or how did
Uh,
that happen?
a couple of them they reached out to me.
Okay,
Because I'm very heavy on IG, so I'm always consistently posting my work. Usually I have two IGs, of course. I have my private one where I do family stuff, and then myself, and then I have another one where it's full work.
right.
So they'll reach out there, or if I see a casting call or anything, I'll submit myself. They'll send me the size. I put something on tape, send it over, and if they like me, they'll do that, or I'll go to the auditions that they might hold in person. So it's those really the three different mediums that I've been able to be a part of. But a lot of the directors they reach out to me to be a part of their projects.
Okay, that's good. So, all right. So let's go back because you did mention that you were a model first.
hmm
So, how was that transition from being a model to an actor? Like,
It
tell me
was
about that.
it was really smooth. I think the biggest thing for me was I fell in love with modeling, which I'm still in. That's still my first love, my first passion. I was 18. I was in college. I was trying out for a fashion show, and then from there it turned into a career. And I have a mentor who was pressing me about, hey, you really need to get a commercial broadcast. You really need to get a commercial broadcast. And I was like, nah, I'm trying to be a model. I want to be on Runway. I want to be all over the world. But again, I'm 5'9". I probably couldn't fit a lot of the sample sizes at that time. I still can't fit double the sample sizes at that time. So
It's all right.
really just I really just listened to him, and shout out to Willie Johnson. And yeah, I did my first class out here at a course with KD Conservatory. My first class was Introduction to commercials, and then Introduction to Acting, and those were my first two classes to get me started and ramped up on what to do. And after I took those two classes, I just started doing short films, student films, just understanding what acting is. I was doing everything, doing background. I just
Mm-hmm.
really I was not as good as I am now, but it took time to get there.
Right.
So I noticed a lot of people that like once they start wanting to act, I want to be in front of the camera, and it doesn't work that way a lot of the time. So
Yeah.
for me, I had to develop. Development was key, and the same way I developed as a model by doing runway shows, um, being creative director on my own projects, just a whole bunch of different stuff that allowed me to like transition into get into acting. And then once I got into acting, it was all about getting in classes, getting in workshops, getting the information that I needed so that I could develop to continue to build my skill set.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know what? You and I like have similar like starting off. Like I was a formal model as well. Like I still
Okay.
model if anybody needs me. But
Absolutely,
modeling, I modeled
per
in
request.
college. Yes, okay. I modeled in college. Like college always had the fashion shows. You have to be a part of them. Like
Fact, I was a part of every one except for my junior year. My junior year, I was pledging, and
okay.
I didn't get to do any fashion shows. I was mad, but every year I was part of a fashion troupe called Dimes, and then I was one of the. I ended up becoming a model coach for our fashion show, Black.
Yeah,
So it was dope. It was dope.
that's good. And yep, same thing. Acting. My mama got me in almost everything. Me and my brother. So I completely understand exactly where you're coming from. So, like, speaking of like auditions and everything, tell us like how you get prepared for your auditions.
Oh wow. So my process now is a little bit faster than then. A lot of times I used to like almost hyperventilate when auditions couldn't be get my sides.
Mm.
And then, well, the biggest thing now is we self tape a lot. So when I was going in the room, there were times where like I would know my lines and I get in the room and I forget my lines, and so then I just
Ooh,
it or I'll just read off. But a lot of it is just being consistent, consistency. So now what comes in, I get my sides. I read the script like 2 or 3 times, and then I try to attack it head on because I know what direction I want to go, especially if I'm depending on the character. Sometimes the character, so I have a character now. He's in a running to be a VP for his business, and
okay.
he doesn't cater to his love interest lovable side, if that makes sense. Like the
Yeah.
side he love, he's more about the optics of us being together more
Mm.
than us actually being in love with each other. So I know exactly how I want that to look, as opposed to another character that he's like a landscaper. He's more personal. He's more in tune with his feelings and stuff. So I know how to attack that one. So a lot of
Okay.
times once I read the script will tell me how the character is supposed to be, right? And then I
Right.
just add in the flavor. I add in all the other aspects and stuff. And so then from there, when it comes to from there, it's all right. Let's get it as close to word as possible, like being verbatim, word for word. So sometimes with the luxury of being self tape, man, well, we self tape it for like a minute, but I only need that scene, and once I knock that
Right.
scene out, I send it in, and then I'm on to the next one. So like yesterday, I ended up getting 4 auditions coming in. We knocked out one last night for a series that's streaming on Piedmont. What is it? I can't
Peacock.
remember what the streaming. Not Peacock. It's
Paramount.
Paramount. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
So
welcome.
we had an audition for a show that's streaming on Paramount. So we'll see how that go.
Okay. You gonna get it. I speak positivity. You
Oh,
gonna get that role.
I appreciate that. I didn't audition for them for like I think this was my 6th or 7th audition for this show. So we'll see how it
That's all
goes.
right.
I'm
Yes,
excited.
we'll
They
see
want
you
me in the
talk.
room, so if they want me, they just looking for a good space to put me.
Yep. And that's all it is. As long as you try to get your space in that room, okay?
That's it.
That's all
That's
that
it.
matters.
Once they know your
Yeah.
name and once you're consistent and you keep showing up when your name is called, that's what it is. And I know another thing. In Texas, we're a big commercial market, so a lot of our agencies are sending out commercials. I tell actors if they can't trust you with the small stuff, they're not gonna be able to trust you with the big stuff. So
Come on
what
now.
that means is yeah, they're sending you a whole bunch of commercial auditions. Do those commercial auditions because the same cast directors that's looking at those commercial auditions might be the same cast directors that's looking for the bigger projects when they come down the line.
Hmm.
You do not want to have a track record of declining. Right now, don't get me
Right.
wrong. I have declined projects, but it's because it didn't align with myself. There's sometimes like if I'm reading the breakdown of the character and it says, "Hey, must be comfortable with same sex scenarios," I wouldn't do that.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna be honest
Okay.
because that's not the type of acting that I want to do. Nothing wrong with it,
Right.
but
Hmm.
I'm about my brand. I'm always gonna be about my brand. I'm about my standard. I have a daughter and all those different things.
Yeah.
Now, there's nothing wrong with like um, being bad guys doing all those things because that's truth. That's somebody else's truth. To them, they don't know they're a bad guy. To them, they're just living their life. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't judge the characters ever. I never judge the character. I never judge their way of life or this and the third. But if it's something that I know I can't bring to life, then I won't do it.
Yeah. I completely understand where you're coming from. And I always tell people, stick to the brand.
Stick to
People
the
like
brand. Stick to
people
your
never understand that.
why and know your cost, meaning
Hmm.
what are you willing to know where you willing to draw the line. Like
Yeah.
you gotta have a standard. Know your standard. And once you create your standard, stick to your standard.
Yep. I completely understand that. So let's go back a little bit to like where you first started. Like who motivated you to get into acting and modeling?
My mentor, honestly, I would say my mentor when it comes to getting into acting, Willie Johnson. He is a coach out here. He has a management company called J3 Productions. Um, he helps manage me from time to time. He really does. He does. He tries. I know he do. But it's such a blessing to be a blessing because he has other talent that he's developing and all those different things. And I definitely all the way understand and support him in all ways. When it came to modeling, I can't say anybody motivated me. I kind of just I think it was just being involved in college, right? Like
Right.
modeling became my world. It really did. Like I didn't think it was going to. Like I just remember that one day I was actually going to audition for a dance troupe, but I
Okay.
missed it by a day. Missed it by a day.
Mm.
So when I go up there, they're auditioning for a black shin, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to audition for a fashion show? It's $5. You need two pictures." So I went and go print off some pictures that I had on Facebook at the time when it was early. This was back in 2008, fall 2008.
Okay.
Um, took my pictures up there, had my $5, paid them. I mean, I had some baggy. All my clothes was baggy. I'm walking down the runway. I had gum on my. Oh, it was a mess. I was really a mess. So then they was like, all right, let's do it again. Let's take the gum out of our mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stay focused and just walk again and da da da. So when I walked again, I made it to the next round, and then I really just started taking it serious. And then every week we were training. We were training for the fashion show, and so
Right.
I kind of like got that. I just got that motivation for myself because I told myself I was like I think this is what I want to do. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, it's so funny. One day I went to Walmart and I had to go get like some undershirts or some underwear. And I looked and on the front it was a model and I was like, I could do that. My body looks way better than this. So that was kind of the solidifying factor, and I've been doing it ever since.
That's good. Okay, come on now, I like that. So, okay, what part of yourself do you feel like you had to leave behind in order to grow into the person you are today?
Oh wow. Dang, that's a good question. Nobody asked me
Take
that.
your thing, go back.
I would have to say I always willing to do always willing to do everything. I think
Okay.
me, um, it's not easy. It's not hard for you to sell me the vision, but I gotta believe in the vision, right? Like I'll listen and see what's going on, but then it came a point where I'm wasting time. I'm not getting paid. I'm
Mhm.
just moving just to be moving. So once I started getting more disciplined on what it is that I want to do and structure the lane that I want to be in, then everything else kind of just fell in line. And I'm just still kind of learning that because I have a passion for this, right? I'll do this for free.
Right.
Honestly, I can't, but what's missing today and what Tubi has allowed, not that it has not allowed great things, it's people think this is a fast turnaround type of thing. Like they brag about not being signed. They brag about booking all these jobs, and it's like these jobs are not life changing. Some of them, I'm just going to be honest, right?
Yeah.
That it's what you make of it, right? But they only been I've only been acting for 3 months and I should be no, it don't work that way. There is a pecking order and then you have to get good. Like I
Yeah.
think sometimes people say, hey, I got more movies than him, so he's not as good as me. But the movies might be trash, just to be honest. You know what I mean? And you might not be getting good at your skill set. You sometimes people are getting good at being bad because they're repeatedly
Mm.
doing bad things and not
Right.
stepping out or branching out or getting into a class. There's a lot of actors that I know that don't go to acting class, and I don't never understand it. Now, there's times that I go to workshops. There's times that I'm always tuning on things. I'm asking, hey, what's workshop here? Cast directors are hosting workshops. I go to cast director workshops. I'm always adding. I'm always evolving and growing. Like, the only way that I can be here for 14, 15, 16 years is by being a student, right?
Right.
Things
Right.
change. I went through time before social media. I've been here since social media. Um, we've seen people become famous off of social media or become celebrities off of social media.
Right.
Um, and that's still in competition with people that hire highly trained actors. I wouldn't say I'm a highly trained actor because I didn't go to school for acting. Now I've taken courses in acting. I've done different things, or I've learned on the fly on jobs and stuff. But you always want to remain a student, always be teachable, always be coachable, always be listening, and just continue to evolve. That's very, very important. So me not being so eager to be a part of everything has allowed me to like consistently grow into the things that I'm trying to do. So now majority of the time I'm just knocking out auditions that my agents send me. There's times that I do submit to different passion projects that I see around or people request me for different stuff. So I just always play it by ear. But I never just jump on anything. I really do not. I say no more than I say yes.
Okay. I completely understand that. I
Gotta
really
protect your
do.
peace. You have to protect your peace.
Yeah. And speaking of peace, because we're gonna go into that as well, like how do you deal with rejection and how do you protect your peace when you get rejected?
Uh um I think the biggest thing is not making it personal, and I had to learn that. I'm just gonna be honest. Like I'm still learning that. Like I
Okay.
don't make it personal because once you change your mindset, everything else falls in line, right?
Right.
If they didn't want to see me in a position, they would not request to see me, right? When
Mm-hmm.
my agents submit me for these different things, at any given time, they could just say no, they could pass by. But when they request an audition from you, that means that they want to see your version of the story brought to life. So we always find the wins, even if it's not a booking, because sometimes there's so many other things going on that you had a great audition. You did all of the things that we need you to do, this and the third, but we're going in another direction because of such and
Ooh.
such. Or I know this person and I trust them, so we're going to pick them. It has nothing to do with your talent. And I
That's
think a
true.
lot of times we confuse rejection with being talentless or not having the ability. And that's not the case a lot of the times. Sometimes it's politics, sometimes it's a whole bunch of different things. Now, you want to be good. You want to put
Yes.
yourself in a position to where you're ready when your moment comes. But there's so many different factors, right? Because the difference between a yes and a no can be the casting director is fighting for you, but the director doesn't know you, and they want to go with somebody that they're familiar with, and then they're going back and forth. Or no, we really need this guy, or we really need this person, and it goes from there. And then sometimes, case in point, I booked the Lionsgate film, where I was a guest star for Unbreakable Boy, and it's out
Okay.
now. and that we shot that during COVID, and I booked it. I didn't even know this was the first big job that I booked with my agent well, she's my agent still, but I had just signed with her back in 2020, and
Okay.
yeah, and it just came when it came, right? And then we booked
Mm-hmm.
commercials, and then we booked all of these other different things. So sometimes it's just about when it's your time, it's your time, and two, and what's for you will never miss you. So
Yep.
if it's a no right now, that just means it wasn't for you until
Hold
the
up.
until
I
the
don't
job
even
for you.
cut you off, but hold up, wait a minute. Was for you will never miss you.
Or
Somebody
you
need to drop
miss.
that. That's a word. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I had to say that. I felt that in
Oh,
my
it's okay.
spirit.
Nah, what's for you will never miss you. And I'm a stickler on that. And again, there's a bunch of things that I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still evolving. But I'm always open. I leave space to be open for things to be attracted to me, for things to come to me. But I always have to do my part. And my
Right.
part is getting these auditions in on time or even early before they're due. Doing all of these different things that I need to get done.
Okay. That's good. So, all right. All right. So, for anyone who's listening right now who wants to do a similar path as you, from
Mm-hmm.
modeling to acting, what's one thing you wish someone would have told you when you first started out?
Ooh. Um Sticking to the goal, right?
Okay.
I got distracted. I would say between 24 and these are prime years. So I'm gonna say
Right.
24 to 27. I took my eye off the ball. I wasn't doing the things that I should have been doing. I was trying to be a promoter. I was trying to get behind an artist as a manager. I just had so many different eggs in the basket that I did not focus, and I put my acting on the backside. Now, years later, I've been able to like speed up the process. But then, I was 24, 25. Now I'm just turned 35. So always stick to your process and always stick to the goal of what you do. If you got a goal, write it down and then do the thing that you need to do to get to that goal, right? Get your
Right.
butt in the class and go learn. Go do some of these short films, audition for some of these productions that they doing on a low budget scale, on the non-union low budget scale. It's okay, especially if you fresh. Learn, participate. Now I will say, if you're gonna do background for paid projects. What I mean is, if it's like big projects in your city that need prop background, it's gonna be like $80 for 12 hours. Do that background for some of these non-union jobs. They're not paying background, and that's cool if that's what you want to do, you know what I'm saying. But for me,
Right.
I would advise not do that, because your time is everything. And sure, they'll see you do all these different things, but if you're not working on acting, then you're not acting. Background is not acting. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all, because a lot of times y'all do background and then y'all put it in y'all resumes and this and the third. You do not want to do that, because you do not want to
Mm.
be as a background actor personally. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um, I would say be a student at all times. Always be a student. Always be learning. Always be reading. If you can get your hand on the script, read scripts. Um, Read plays. I'm about to go read A Raisin in the Sun myself,
Okay now.
and just always be in a creative space. I think the biggest thing right now is people are more inclined to wanting to be popular
Right.
and be known than be good.
Mm. I
And
felt
I
that.
want to be good to great. I'm good
Okay.
right now. I could always be better. And when you
Yes.
have the mindset of always being better, you'll get better. Those are the main key points that I want to illustrate is stay consistent, stay focused, be a student, and everything else will fall in line. I'm
Okay.
very big on,
Yeah.
if God told you to do something, right? If God told you to do something, then you have to protect it and you have to nurture it as like your life depends on it,
Yep.
because it do.
And you're right, because you do because yeah, when you said God like give you this, He's giving you this for a reason. Like, and also,
Absolutely.
right, because some people may not understand your vision, but it's not their vision to
It's
understand.
not
It's for
that,
you.
because he didn't give it to them, he gave it to you, and that's what makes
Exactly.
it special.
Yes, I completely understand that. So, okay, which platform project has been the most memorable for you, and
Mo-
why?
ha. Most memorable. I have a
Yeah.
couple. Okay, I would say Perk 30
Hmm.
was one of my most memorable because it was the first time that somebody allowed me to be out of the box, play a
Okay.
brother. Like, I'm part of a drug syndicate family. I'm one of the coolest brothers. I got that stuff on every time. I got the car, I got the women. So I just got to be out the box and really stretch myself. I would say No Better Love was another one that I really
Yeah.
enjoyed because that was one of the first movies when I told myself, hey, I really want to start doing some acting stuff. And I went to go audition for that. I auditioned for two different roles and they ended up picking me for another role, which was one of the better roles, or one of the better characters. And I got to bring him to life, Dumani.
Yep.
That was really what did it for me. So those two for sure. I would say lately, um, Unbreakable Boy. I
Yep.
got to be on scene in a scene with Zachary Levi. If you don't, for those that don't know, Zachary Levi, he's the character that plays Shazam. So if you ever watch Shazam, where the kid turns to the grown up, he's the grown up.
Yes.
He's been on other shows as well, but we got to do a scene together, and that was one of my focal points. That's one of the strongest projects on my resume. And then I think being the number one on Code. So Code, I was the number
Yes.
one on the call sheet. I led the film. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. We was there. I was there every day, and I had to have that energy for my co-stars, and I'm grateful for that because I think um, we was able to feed off each other. We was able to grow off each other, and we did some good work. I think there's things that I could have did better, but I mean, I'm gonna always be like that. So
Yeah.
there's always something that I could grow in. So, but I really enjoyed Code as well, and we got some good reviews back from Code. I think people liked it as well. So those are though I would say those four for sure are very impactful for me. I've done plenty of projects since then too. So we're just waiting on stuff to drop, and I'm excited.
Okay, that's good. Y'all, like I said, I saw Cold last night. That was really good. Okay. Y'all, you go watch that. And for the people that do not know, I didn't know this either. When you type in someone's name, aka your name, on
Mm-hmm.
Tubi, all your movies pop up.
All them pop up.
So
They do.
yeah,
So
so
search bar Tyrone Betters, TYRONE BETTERS.
yes. Okay, y'all need to go watch that for real. So, all right. So what's coming up? Like, you have any projects you're working on?
I
Anything you're
do.
working on?
So in
Okay.
Atlanta, there's they're having a screening for a show that I did called Love and Larceny, brought to you by Southeast Cinema, my dog Food with the Camera, and my dog Trey Cheney.
Okay.
They have that's coming out. I have do I have any movies coming out? I don't think I have any movies coming out. I have a few short films that I worked on that are doing that's going to start making their rounds as well into some festivals. So and I think it's another series called I can't remember that series, but Love and Larceny is the biggest thing that's getting ready to drop soon. I am going to start filming on another project by the name of 3% in Sacramento that is be coming up in the coming months. And yeah, those are the two projects that I'm really focused on right now. Well, really not Love and Larceny because that's already wrapped and done, so that'll be coming out sooner than later. But 3% is another movie that I'll be leading as well, and I'm excited about that. It's based upon true events, and I'm just getting down to the nitty gritty of it. Still creating my character, getting involved with everything, and I'm actually gonna be going out to Sacramento just to put foot on the soil and really just take in the neighborhood and everything, and really just like immerse myself and just start getting to learn.
That's good. I like when you say that. Yeah, put your foot on the soil. As long
Yeah,
as you
as
in the room, that's all that matters. I
long
love
as you
that.
in the room, that's it.
You're right about that. So, how do you balance family and also balancing your career as well?
Oh, it's very tough. It's very hard. But you know, you make time for what you make time for. There's still things that I'm learning. I'm grateful for my child's mother and just everything that she does as well when it comes to my family as well. Like everybody just kind of like steps up and just helps out. And I think that's the biggest thing that I'm grateful for. And it's all just for the passion because I know that this is going to this is gonna move everything, right? But it's never about our time, it's about God's time. And as much as I want it to happen as fast as I want to, there's a reason why it hasn't happened yet. So we just gotta stay consistent and keep showing up. And I think the biggest thing is those that persevere see the outcome, right? If you
Yes.
quit too early, you'll miss it. And then all that hard work and then all that time and all those different things, it will be for naught. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just got to see it through. You have to see
Yes.
it through. You have to visualize it through. And in the meantime, we still work different jobs and try to do all the different things so that we can provide as much as we can. Um, but the main thing is the main thing. Focus, stay focused, and put yourself in a position to win. Put
Yep.
yourself in a position to win, because God gonna do His thing, but you
Yep.
still got to show up and do yours.
Yep. You right about that. I always say faith without work is dead, but you do have to do the work first.
That's it.
You ain't
Faith
just can't just
works is
right.
alive and
You can't
thriving.
just sit there and just be like, okay, God, it's gonna happen, but you're not
That's
doing
it.
nothing. No. Mm-mm.
That's it. You got to put one foot in front of the other. If it
Yes.
comes to social media, if you could just post the scene a day, if you got some work, post your work out there. Because a lot of times people have gravitated to my work. People have gravitated to the things that I post. People have gravitated to those different things. And I've been able to create a network of, from actors, producers, directors,
Right.
people that's always creating, and I'm available. And so once I'm available, they'll reach out. We'll work out everything else.
Yep. And one more thing. So, you have a quote that I see, and it says, "Make a way and not excuses."
That's it.
So, name a time where you didn't have to make excuses, but it worked out.
Uh, hmm.
I got you thinking today.
A time you do. A time that I so say it again. A time that I
So, a
uh,
time where you didn't make excuses, but it worked out anyway. Like you probably made an excuse, like, "Okay, I can't do this, I can't do that," but you know I'm gonna do this anyway.
uh I think it was auditioning for a film where they needed me to be like one of the tree guys. It was a Christmas film. You know how they have the
Yeah.
tree, a cutter or whatever. And I was like a black tree cutter. Okay. So I auditioned for it. I was as natural as possible. I booked it. Right. I was like, I just submitted it. I wasn't thinking none of it, but then I booked it. And then when I booked it, I show up on set. Instead of the lines that they have, um, they gave me more lines, right? And then when it was time to come out, they reached out to me and let me know that they cut the scene that I was in, right? I could have
Ooh.
made the excuse of, dang, like, we really needed this, and this, but sometimes it is what it is. But what I will say is the director reached out to me and said that. So what I got from that was she respected my craft, she respected my time,
Right.
she respected my energy. So that means I made an impact in the room. So yeah, I could have made an excuse of saying, why did I even audition for this? Why did I even do this and thing? But nah, sometimes the opportunity was to be in the room so that they can see you
Yes.
and know that you're there and make an impact. And so then along the lines of this thing called life and doing entertainment and other things, you might come across that person again, or you might see these different things, right? So
Mhm.
it's always easier to say, man, I shouldn't have did this, or I wish I could have did that, or I wish I had control over this. But sometimes you just got to show up. And the biggest thing about showing up is you never know what God has in store when you show up.
Mm, that's amazing. So, lastly, give yourself a shout out where people can follow you at and everything.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, the name is Tyrone Betters. You can follow me on IG at Tyrone Betters. Also, if you're on YouTube, I have my clips from different scenes and different movies that is connected to all of my other movies that if you want to go watch them, they're now streaming at Tyrone Betters Official. Facebook, Tyrone Betters. You can follow all of those different things. And then if you follow my page, there's a website in my link on IG. You go to that website and then you'll be connected to everything. So this is going up on YouTube, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so this will be a part of my interviews playlist. So I have all my interviews
Ooh.
on a playlist. So you'll be able to go on there and watch that. You can watch my clips. You also can write the write-ups that I have that are out there. My EPK is out there, my IMDb, my Actors Access resume, and a whole bunch of different things connected to my website on my IG page.
Y'all, he ain't lying. He has everything. Okay. So if you need
Everything
some
you can
guidance,
find
he has everything.
it. One
That's
thing you will
good.
be able to do is say, "Oh, there go Tyrone. I'll find them. I can find them," and then, or just Google, and
Yep.
everything will pop up.
That's good. So that's all I have for you today. So I want to thank you so much for coming on Never Gave Denied podcast. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy that you came.
Thank you for.
You're welcome. And remember, yes, life was delayed, but it never gave denied. I'm your host, Annika Laquette, and you just listened to Never Gave Denied podcast with Tyrone Betters. Bye, y'all.